Now in this video, I'm going to share my opinion on how to get the most out of your practice time. Now I'm going to give you 3 tips and I will share what I think you need to do to improve your skills quicker. So hang tight. Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy and welcome to my channel where I pass on riding tips, practice drills, and defensive rider strategies. Now I'm a rider coach, a motorcycle sergeant, and owner and instructor at ProRider Central Texas, where we teach police riding skills to civilian riders. Now I know from the comments that my subscribers leave that many of you are practicing to improve your slow speed maneuvers, which I applaud you for, because there's many riders that don't. So that being said, I decided to do this video in hopes of helping you get the most out of your practice sessions. Now let's talk about those 3 tips. Now the first tip is you have to have a plan. That's right. You have to be strategic about your practice. Now many riders will go out and spend a lot of time practicing, but they never really focus on anything, if that makes sense. So as an example, let's say that you're having problems with your head and eyes. If you don't purposely focus on your head and eyes, it would be hard for you to get rid of those bad habits and they would tend to creep back in. Now I recommend picking 1 or 2 things to focus on during your practice sessions. So if you're having trouble with your head and eyes, then for the first 15 or 20 minutes, just focus on your head and eyes. Then pick another weakness and focus on that for about 15 or 20 minutes. Now by doing this, you'll find that over time, your bad habits will creep in less and less. Now, this doesn't have to be just slow speed maneuver techniques. This could be anything from emergency braking to swerving. No matter what you're working on, focus on it. He who fails to plan is planning to fail. Now the second tip is don't over practice. Now I found that over the years of teaching that once fatigue sets in, riders tend to regress and their bad habits will resurface. So I recommend practicing only for an hour or so and then call it a day. Now I know that many of you are thinking this is not enough. But remember, if you have a plan of attack, as I mentioned earlier, your time will be better spent, therefore less practice time is needed. Now let me know how long your practice session is in the comment section below. Now the last tip is work on your weaknesses. Now many of us don't like working on what we aren't good at. So what we tend to do is spend a lot of time working on things that come easy for us. Now when I see this at work, I force them to get out of their comfort zone and work on a weakness. Now in my humble opinion, if you really want to improve your skills quicker, I recommend you taking an advanced class. The reason is we all have bad habits that we need to overcome, but most of us don't even know what they are or how to fix them. So having a good instructor that can point them out and give you ways to fix them is priceless. Now, every rider that comes to my advanced course finds out things that they're doing wrong, and they had no idea that they were doing them. Now, once you know what you're doing wrong, then you're able to start to self-evaluate your riding. Now, the progress that the students make in the 8 hours that we work with them is amazing. Now, it's not because we're that great, but it's because they start to see and work on their bad habits. Now, I like to say, you don't know until you know. Now, let me also say that I think it's hard for most riders to learn slow speed maneuvers from a DVD or a book, unless they already have and understand the fundamentals. Now, if you can't find an advanced class in your area, then I ask you to join and be part of the ProRider membership club. With the elite and the VIP memberships, you'll get me as your mentor. Now, you can email me questions and send me your practice videos, and I will give you advice on how to correct whatever problems that you're having. And for my current ProRider members, thank you for supporting my passion. Now, I hope this video gave you some insight on how to be more productive with your practice sessions. If it helped, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Now, until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.